In our culture, one of the most popular questions that you as a Christian leader might be asking is, how do we make our church culture a welcoming place for someone who's walking through gender dysphoria? Boy, that's a difficult question of our day and age. And it's one that we want to go to scripture with. So first of all, I would say you want to make your church a welcoming place for everyone, not necessarily to become members or to be in leadership, but for them to attend and learn about the gospel, learn about the truth of God. The other thing I would do is meet people where they are. So if they introduce themselves with a certain name that doesn't seem to match their biological sex, don't question that right away. You want to form a relationship with this individual. We want to remember that a person struggling with gender dysphoria is first and foremost a person. They're loved by God. They're an individual. They have a unique backstory. And so don't make assumptions about what this person's struggle might be or why they're experiencing gender dysphoria or why they may be dressing a certain way. Look for opportunities to get to know the individual, to understand their relationship with God and the questions that they might be asking. And then the third thing I think you need to remember, and this might be difficult, but I do think that every church needs to have certain policies already predetermined on how they're going to handle certain issues. They are going to come up. So you need to have a policy, for example, on an overnight retreat or camp. What kind of housing is available? Some churches have said, for anything that's overnight, you will always stay in a place that matches your biological sex. And that's stated up front in just church policy, so people aren't surprised by that. But having some of those things predetermined, wrestle through them now, wrestle through them with scripture, wrestle through them with your leadership, because it is really kind to have those things laid out, and so there's no surprises. Now, as you're walking with somebody who is a follower of Jesus Christ and really wanting to follow Christ in every area, you're wanting to provide discipleship on this issue of sexuality and gender and what does it mean to be a man or a woman. And so don't expect immediate behavior transformation. That's not how our Christian life usually works with any area of struggle or brokenness or sin. But invite that person on a journey of what it looks like to pursue integrity and to bring Jesus into the wounds that might be represented by the gender dysphoria. One more thing to remember is that a lot of people who are struggling with gender dysphoria, presenting as transgender, also have an underlying mental disorder like depression or anxiety that you might want to just be sensitive to, perhaps referring to a mental health professional within your congregation who can help deal with that. But ultimately, we want church to be a place that is safe to come, but also a place that's consistently going to point us to the healing and the truth of Jesus Christ.